Not all people that have superpowers are looked at as heroes. I'm talking with actors and cousins, Stephen and Robbie Amell, who co-star in Code 8 Part 2. So it's been a few years since the first Code 8 came out in theaters and then was released on Netflix. What do people need to remember about the first Code 8, Stephen?
What do people need to remember about the first Code 8? I don't know. I haven't been asked that question.
That's a good point. You don't actually have to watch Code 8 Part 1 before Part 2.
True.
It lives alone. You should.
Yes.
And
please.
it'll make Part 2 better, but it's just a it's a bigger world building for Part 1. In Part 1, you find out that 4% of people have some kind of abnormal ability, but most of them live under the poverty line. My mom and I both have powers. She is very sick. We can't afford her medical bills, and Steven's character takes me under his wing and shows me the criminal underworld of using your powers. And the movie is about how far somebody will go to save someone they love. And Part 2 picks up 5 years after that.
Yeah. Rob has been driven down. I've been driven up.
Pretty
Right?
much,
Yeah.
yeah. Working with some bad people, though.
Well, sure.
That's a good explanation. I watched actually both of them back to back, so I really was
sweet.
immersed in this universe.
Cool.
So where does Part 2 take us?
Part 2 dives a little more into Lincoln City.
Yeah.
It builds the world out a little more. We meet a couple new powers, and there's a lot of corruption. And you see that Steve's character is working with some people that feels like a good.
I'm working with the police.
Yeah, feels like a good deal. Might not be as good as he thought. And very much it's a chase movie. It picks up, it happens very fast, and then it's almost happening in real time.
Yep.
And you're along for a ride. We got an amazing actress out of Canada named Serena who plays Pav, and she's really kind of the heart behind the movie and the driving force. And yeah, I don't want to give too much away because it all happens pretty quick.
It does. She's a great young actress that we know we'll see in the future. So, Stephen, I'll direct this one at you. This started as, I was shocked to see, this started as a crowdfunder about 7-8 years ago, and now it's Part 2 on a major streaming service, Netflix. What's it like thinking back on your crowdfunding to now being a Netflix film?
Well, I mean, I just remember Rob coming up to me and saying, "Do you want to be in the short film?" And I went, "Yeah, sure." But then we had to change around the production schedule, and I couldn't do it because of Arrow. But I mean, yeah, just thinking back, we were in Chicago putting out a video, and our fans and the fan base that we created and cultivated in our other jobs, they just really showed up. And the fact that it's now a big Netflix movie and has a billboard in Times Square, and we get to do a world premiere in Toronto, which is our hometown where we shot both movies. I mean, it's extraordinary.
Yeah.
It's really, really exceptional.
Yeah, it's exciting. And you mentioned Arrow. We know Arrow, Heels, and then Robbie from Upload and the DUFF. What's it like, though, working together? I love seeing you guys on screen together. I'll give this one to Robbie.
Oh, it's great. I mean, anytime you work with someone you know outside of the job that you're shooting together is great. And, adding family is just he knows how to make me laugh. He knows how to piss me off. And all of these things come in handy when you're working across from somebody. The more chemistry you have, the easier it is to pull things from one another. And it's really great. And then being able to share it in Toronto, have, family come to set, and and so many friends being local, and it's the best way to work.
Yeah, and I can't not ask this with my final question. This is for both of you. If you each had one superpower, what would your superpower be?
I actually like Steve's power from the movie. Being a TK is pretty sweet. I would just be really lazy and use it all the time, though.
What about you, Steve?
I want to be invisible. I want to have
Invisible would be fun.
Invisibility, yeah.
Invisibility is a great answer. I love the movie. I can't wait for people to see it. Make sure you watch Code 8 Part 2 on Netflix, February 28th. Thanks a lot, guys.
Thank
you very much.
You said you owed me for the time I did inside. I have to get someone out of the city tonight. A friend. do that for me, we're even.
Look, I'll help you. My quick question first. What is it about me that you would choose this pathetic life?
You try to act like you're looking out for people like us, but I think you're a parasite.
Sergeant Kingston is a rising star in downtown Lincoln.
I made a deal with a cop. He gets a cut, and we get to run this place.
I'm here because I'm one of you. We all want a safe neighborhood to grow up, but we've listened, we've made changes. If you just put your hands up, we won't hurt you.
Put your hands up. We won't hurt you. Put your hands up.
You better take good care of her.
You're a pawn, Garrett. Everything that I have, I built. How long before he takes it?
You have to trust me.
I do trust you, but I'm not running anymore.
If you just put your hands up,